Hey everybody. Well, I'm back with my second Patriotic DIY. Okay, now I have had this little plaque, whatever you want to call it, for a couple years. And I believe this one came from the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure it came from the Dollar Tree. If it didn't, it came from the 99-cent store, one or the other. And I decorated it with like this, and this is very pretty. But for what I'm doing this year with my blues and whites, you know, that type of look, the more muted, if you will, not so bright in my family room, I'm going to cover this with strips of fabric and make this a rag wreath, if you will. And this then will go back on it because look how pretty that looks. Look at the difference between this and then if you put this plaque of the eagle with these, it changes the whole look of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this part so I can work with it. And you can take that off real easy because they put it in through a hole. They make a hole to put the plaque in, which works perfectly. And all I have to keep in mind is to keep that open and don't put my material around that little hole. Okay, so let's get this one out. Okay, and then this one out. And there you go. Now I can make my rag wreath out of this heart, and then we'll put this back into it, and it's going to be beautiful. All right. So the first thing is I took my material, okay, and I just nicked it with the scissors, okay, just like 1-inch strips all the way down the material, and then I ripped it. Now I have to determine how big I want the strips to be to tie around this. So let's go ahead and see. And I just watched TV one night and ripped all this, and then I ironed it. You don't have to iron it. I did because I wanted it to show the color a little bit more. And I don't want the material hanging too much because remember, I'm going to have this back in it, okay? So you don't want, like, if you make it real long, these are going to hang way over the picture. And I don't want that. I just want it covering this. So let's, but I'm taking into consideration the knot, and that'll take up. So I'm going to try this. I'm just eyeballing it. And if this works well, and it's where I want it, then I'll cut the others accordingly. A little bit more on the sides because if you notice, up here's thinner, here is thicker. So it's going to take a little more width to make the knot. So let's see if this works. I think what I'm going to do, since I'm running out of minutes, I'm going to make sure to get the size I need, and then I'll come back and we'll start tying it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the material going this way, not down here, because no matter how short they are, it would still start to cover this as it went around, and I want this to show. So I'm tying them going this way. And as you can see, it's a good, this amount of material, the width is covering this very nicely. So now that I have the length that I want, I'm going to take this off and I'll measure, okay. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to measure these and start cutting them, okay. This length, and I'm not going to keep you on the camera doing this, it's just tedious. I'd rather start tying it. Okay, I wanted to come back and show you what I've done so far. Alright, you can see that I am knotting up this material And I measured each of them just about 10 inches long. And that seems to be just about right. And I'm just kind of going in different areas and then I'll meet up. But this is going to be so pretty. I don't know if you can tell yet. Now, none of that red is going to show, but it'll all be the blues, and it's going to give it a completely different look than what it looks like right now. I'm going to tie a couple of these with you so you can see how I do it. Because I'm not just knotting it up, if you will. Although you could. You could just tie a knot, but I want mine going a particular way. What I do is I fold it like this, and then from the back I put it like this, so this is what it looks like. And then I take this tail and bring it through the loop, okay? So you're bringing it through and then tightening it, just pulling up on it. And then on this side, you've got where you can see your material, and that's what I wanted. And then I'll cut all of these to where they're just about the same length. So let's do one more. Let's do another one. Fold it. On the back, let's go over here on the back, and then take the tail through the loop and pull it up, and that's it. And there you go. So I will be back when I'm almost done. Just wanted to bring you back, show you where I've gotten. Okay, so let's do another one together. Have it folded, putting it against the red, opening up the loop, and just bringing the tail through the loop. And then when I pull it, I'm bringing it up to the edge of the heart. So the little knot will be on the edge. So when I turn it around, it's right here. Okay? Let's do one more. I might have to cut more material. I didn't know for sure if I was going to need to, but I think I am. And I bought a half a yard of each, which is more than plenty, but I'm doing I'll make some other stuff out of this, if not this year, next year. Okay, there's that. Let's do a white. Do I have any white left? I don't know if this one's long enough. Yeah, it will be. So here's the loop, putting my finger through it, bringing my finger, then we'll just pull this tail through the loop. And there you go, bringing it through. And if you want it to be fuller, you know, then you just start bringing them closer together. I'll probably do that to some degree, not a huge amount, but you know, just bring them, because the more you bring them together, the, how do I say it? Well, it'll just look fluffier, if you will. I can't think of the right word, but by bunching it, it just makes it fuller. Okay, I'm almost done, but I still want to push these together a little bit more because it's, as you can see, it's fuller now. Okay, so I've been pushing these together more and more, but I'm just about pleased with how it is. But I wanted to show you how I tear the material, because I need a little bit more. As you can see, all of it's gone, what was here. And these pieces are too short. So what I did is I came in, and as you can see, do you see how I clipped? I just clipped, and this is about every 2.5 inches. Now what I'm going to do is rip it. Okay. I'm going to rip one more, because I don't know that I'm going to need as many as I clipped. And if I do, I have it ready. Okay, so now I have these 2 strips. And again, if you want, and if you don't want this kind of ragged look like I have, I deliberately wanted that look, okay? Because to me it just went with this picture, because this picture looks more vintage, and I just wanted it that way. You can use your rotary cutter and your rotary mat. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is measure my first piece of material, and I'm measuring it a little better than 10 inches. And I'm going to take the one that's cut now, because now I don't have to measure each one, and roughly cut it to the size of this. And for this particular heart, the wider you cut your strip, it's going to cover more. So you're not having to use as much, if that makes sense. So I'm going to cut another strip, and then I'm going to cut the white fabric the same way. And here's, I'm going to clip a couple of these. Okay. When I used to crochet rag rugs, the rugs look like this, but you're crocheting them. I used to strip the material like this. I wouldn't cut it. I would just rip it. We'll do 2 at a time, and we'll just measure. And I don't know that I'll have to cut any more. I think this might do it. We just might have enough, kids. Okay. Like I said, if you wanted, you could just take your rotary cutter, and at night if you're watching television, just cut them, you know. So let's take this one. I'm going to put it and if they are longer than what you already have, it's no big deal. You just cut them down when you're done. I'm going to alternate. And if you do it on the back side of whatever you're wanting to do, then it always stays nice on this side. So I'm going to move this down because I still want it a little bit more full. Not a whole lot more. Do one more, and then I'll come back when I am completely done, because I'm almost there. And you can do this for anything. I mean, it doesn't have to be for your Patriotic or summer decor. You could make these for all seasons, or make one for your home just to have up. You know what I mean? You want to pull those tight. Okay, I will be back. Okay, before I put this back on, because I'm all done, except for this little bit of red, okay? And I thought about leaving it and just having it, just that tiny bit of red there, but I don't know that I like that. So, if I'm going to cover it, I'm going to have to come in and cut that to give me enough to have that come through. And then what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of paint and just touch that up with some paint so you don't see that. But then I have to make the hole to let this go through, because remember, this has that hole right there. Okay? So I'm going to have to take the scissors, glue it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then I'll come back once I have the heart insert put in. Okay, I am done. So let me show you what it looks like completed. I am beyond happy with this. Beyond. And this opens up the door for all kinds of the Dollar Tree or 99-cent store. Or I don't even know, does Walmart sell these kind? Where you can take out this inner part. You could take it out and then do whatever the holiday is. Or like I said, you could take this out completely and just use this as a rag wreath. So I am extremely happy with it. I hope you like it. I hope you'll try it. It's just any kind of material, whatever your decor, or just buy a couple pieces. You wouldn't need more than probably, I bought a half, but I didn't use it all. So maybe a third, not much. Okay, so here is what I made out of the Dollar Tree wall hanging. I made a rag wreath and kept this Liberty Eagle, and it turned out perfect. And here it is with my stars that I made. All the colors go very well together. So I really like the way that this turned out. Very inexpensive, just a little bit of fabric. Use one of your Dollar Tree or your 99-cent store, Walmart, whatever you have. If you want to change it up into new colors, it's not going to cost you much. Thanks for being with me on this DIY, and until we get together again, remember the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever forget that. Talk to you soon. Bye.